the point of future-proof cars is we will be celebrating cars that may not be in production anymore, but make an awful lot of sense, and that does include certain
Yeah,
Ford Fiestas.
yeah. I mean, the whole thing about future-proof cars is it doesn't matter if you're buying a car like the Leon, which is 6 years old, which in my opinion is relatively new. I mean, a lot of people will think, oh, it's over 3 or 4 years old. It's knackered. Absolute rubbish. I mean, that Leon of mine, I let somebody drive it the other day and they said how many miles it's done. I told them it had done 15,000 and they believed me. So, and honestly, I've been in the car trade donkey's years. I couldn't tell that it'd done 100,000 miles.
No.
They're just so bloody good.
Yeah.
So again, looked after it, full service history, looked after it's good. So future-proof cars isn't just about buying £1,000 car. It could be about anything. It could be about buying, an old Bentley. You can buy an old Bentley
Yeah.
Continental GT for 10,000 quid. It's about learning how to maintain it, run it so that it lasts a long time.
Yeah.
And it's just about buying a decent quality car and then making it last. That's what future-proof cars is.
Exactly. No, that's right. Yeah, you can never really put a price on things, and I always think it's a wrong thing to do. It's the car that's right for you. It's the car that you can afford. So long as you don't have to
Exactly.
borrow money to buy it,
That's it.
there you go. You're always going to be winning.
That's it. Anybody that goes and finances a car, all you're saying, well, you're either very rich and you're financing it, or you're an investment guy, so you finance a car at 4% or 5%, and then you're making 15% on your money. So it makes no sense not to finance a car.
Mm.
That's fine. I understand that. But the guy that's financing a 70 grand car when he really can't afford it, what are you doing?
Mm.
You're putting yourself under a huge amount of pressure. You're making yourself a slave to a bloody payment that you don't need. And it's ridiculous. And all for what? If you're really honest, it's probably just because you want to impress your next door neighbour or the bloke down the pub or the guy at the golf club or whoever. And it's just a nonsense. And it puts, do you know what? You're missing out because you can go and get so many great cars and enjoy them. Like I've got quite a few cars and none of them have cost me much money.
No.
They really did because I was stupid with it. But yeah, and the Jag wasn't cheap, but that's different. But still, the Leon was relatively cheap. The Golf was ridiculously cheap for 25,000 miles. If I work out the pence per mile on that car, 25,000 miles, let's say 3,000 quid it cost me over 2 years. And that included a stereo system and a bit of paintwork and servicing and tyres. So what's 3,000 quid over 25,000 miles? Pence per mile, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I enjoy driving it. And that's the crux of it. Just because you're buying a cheaper old car doesn't mean they're not good to drive.
No.
In my opinion, there is a period between about 1997, 98 and about 2017, 18, where cars peaked. You choose certain models in that 20-year span, and BMW certainly peaked in that span. Mercedes have peaked. All the manufacturers have peaked. Jaguar certainly peaked in there. Land Rover have never peaked. We hold out hope. But there's a lot of cars that peaked in there. And if you know what you're doing, you can get some amazing cars for not much money. And even if you don't know what you're doing, all you've got to do is watch this channel and we will teach you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we might have an argument that actually Land Rover peaked in 1948, but there you go.
Which is about when yours was built, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, it's effectively what they're all based on, isn't it? It's like, I always said it's like driving a pre-war lorry, and that I call it the lorry because that's what it's like.
Well, the last time we met up in person, I can't believe you drive. How far did you drive it to that meeting?
Well, in the course of a day, I suppose it'd be about 150 miles, but I'm sort of used to it. I've taken it on some long journeys over the years. And you can't hear anything after a while.
Mate, 150 miles on that thing. About 50 miles an hour, it's shaking your nuts off, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit, but it's okay. It was all right.
I mean, I love cars, but I can't do it. I can't do that. But I am looking forward to doing all these videos. So if anybody's watching these, please like and subscribe because that's really important for us to get this off the ground and get moving. But over and above that, we're going to do what we're going to do. But if there's anything that we've mentioned in here that you guys are interested in seeing, any of the cars, any of the projects, or anything else, please tell us. And we aim to please. but ultimately we're going to please ourselves because we just like having fun with cars.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe.